Hello, Arcady back here with my second part of my Gunzerker build video. So I'm just going to be going over my skill tree for this video. This will be the final part of it anyway. So I'm only 57, but I'm not quite, I'm only 57, but the level cap is 72. But I pretty much have all my skills that I really need, and as I'm leveling to 57, there's going to be I'm going to have about 15 more skill points to distribute. So just to take that in mind, I don't have all the skill points yet. So anyway, I think I will go with the Gunlust tree to show you guys what I got. I'm just going to unequip my class mod so you can see what the numbers are like normally on some of these skills. So starting with the Gunlust, well, of course, I should talk about Gunzerking. You press your action skill button to draw a second gun and go nuts. While Gunzerking, you instantly regain 50% of your maximum health, gain damage reduction against enemy attacks, and constantly regenerate health and ammo. It does not generate rockets, or regenerate rockets. So that's his action skill. It's pretty awesome. You can dual wield basically any guns in the game. And some guns are pretty broken if you dual wield them, like the Grog Nozzle and the Unkempt Herald. The Grog Nozzle heals you for 60% of the damage that you deal, and if you have the Unkempt Herald in your other hand, that's like the most powerful pistol in the game, so you're basically invincible at that point. I mean, it's very hard for you to die. So yeah, Gunzerking's awesome. I love it. I know some people don't like it, but well, you play what you enjoy, right? So starting here, I went with Lock and Loaded, and it's an amazing skill. Every time you reload, you gain an increase to fire rate for a short time. I think it's about 5 seconds if I recall. So it's a 25% fire rate increase. If you have a class mod that boosts it by 5, it goes up to 50% increase. So it's pretty crazy actually, how fast you can fire with after reloading. So it's an excellent skill. It's definitely one of his best in my opinion. So I went with that first, and then my second skill, because you go 5 into this, you open up the second tier, but I wanted to get Quick Draw instead, because it increases your weapon swap speed and critical hit damage of all gun types. The weapon swap speed is actually really nice if you need to swap to a slag weapon. The slag, like let's say you're out of Gunzerk and you need to slag something really quick, you can quickly swap to it, slag the enemy, and then switch back to your primary weapon and then finish them off. So that weapon swap speed is awesome. The critical hit damage is only 10%. It can be boosted up to, I think, about, like with a class mod that gives +5 to it, it's about 20%. So it's not bad, but it's not, that's not the main purpose of the skill in my opinion. It's mostly for the weapon swap speed, but it's still a nice little bonus. So even though I do use pistols a lot, I skipped over I'm Your Huckleberry. It's only 3% weapon or pistol damage and 3% pistol reload speed per point. So that goes up to 15% for each. Unfortunately, it's only for your main hand. It doesn't affect your offhand, and that's kind of part of the reason why I skipped it. I mean, it's not a bad skill if you're going to be using pistols, but I kind of decided I'm going to be swapping guns all the time anyway. Might as well not go with, a skill that increases only a certain weapon type. So it's not a bad skill, but it's not the best. So that's why I skipped it. And all I need is one is the other option. Swapping weapons and causes your next shot fired to deal additional damage. It's up to 40%. I really don't think this skill is really that worth it because I don't swap weapons that often, even though I do have Quick Draw. So I didn't really think it was that worth it. So really, in reality, these were the two that I wanted to get in order to get down to the third tier. And moving on, Divergent Likeness. I don't have this myself, but it's not bad. It's when you're gunzerking with two guns of the same type, you deal bonus damage. When you're gunzerking with two different types of guns, you gain bonus accuracy. So it's 6% per point, so it's up to 30% without a class mod to boost it. I just didn't think it was worth it overall. Yeah, so that's why I just didn't pick it. And then there's this game changer, I think is what they're called, autoloader. Kill an enemy instantly reloads all of the guns you have equipped that are not currently in your hands. Swapping guns after autoloader has reloaded a gun triggers locked and loaded. So I just didn't really use I never really got into using this skill, like ever. I'm just not a big fan of it. I mean, some people love it, probably, but I just never really thought it was that great. So I just completely skip it. What I did grab, though, is Money Shot, and this one's amazing. The last round fired from your magazine deals massively increased damage. Guns with small magazines receive a smaller bonus. This skill works with all weapon types. So it's up to 400% damage. There's 2 class mods that you can get that can boost that by like up to 6 points. So that's like what, 880% damage. Even without that class mod, the 400% damage is amazing. And the cool thing about it, I'm going to be going ahead a little bit here, but this skill right here, Inconceivable, your shots have a chance to not consume ammo. The lower your health and shields, the greater chance of free shots. It's up to 50%. So between that and Money Shot, every time Inconceivable procs on like your last shot, you can actually proc Money Shot. And it's really awesome when you get these Money Shot chains that just completely destroy anything you're fighting. So it's a really great combo, and that's why I win with it. It's again, I guess this build is fairly a cookie cutter among Gunzerkers, but if it works, it works. Of course, it's really popular, like some of these skills. The next one I picked, I only went 4 out of 5, so I could just do like the bare minimum to go down the tree. But it's a kill skill and increases your fire rate and critical hit damage with all guns for a short time. I have it at 4 out of 5, so it's 32% fire rate and 20% critical hit damage. You can see that it goes up to 40% and 25% critical hit damage. When I'm leveling to 72, this will be one of the first skills that I'll throw like one last point into. So it's a great skill. It's just I want to do like the bare minimum just to get down the tree. And at least partly because down, not out, the next skill, which allows you to Gunzerk while you're in fight for your life, it's pretty much essential. Like, I guess you could go without it, but why would you? Especially since it's so great. I mean, it's just amazing to be able to Gunzerk while you fight for your life. And then, of course, technically, when it comes to these skill trees, you don't have to go like tier for tier. You could say, for example, you wanted to have I'm Your Huckleberry or Divergent Likeness instead of Keep It Piping Hot. You could do that and then get the capstone. But keep It Piping Hot is so good that it's hard not to take it no matter what. But while Gunzerking is in the process of cooling down, you gain bonus gun damage, melee damage, and grenade damage. So it's 25% gun damage, 30% melee damage, and 25% grenade damage. The melee damage is not very good. Let's be perfectly honest. This character's not a melee character. I mean, he's pretty bad. But that gun damage and the grenade damage are just incredible. So you got to take it, pretty much. And then finally for this tree, no kill like overkill. Kill an enemy grants bonus damage to your next shot, equal to the amount of excess damage you dealt to the enemy you just killed. I'm not sure exactly on the math on this, but basically, like whatever you basically get extra damage pretty much no matter what after you kill enemies. So it's an incredible skill. It makes you helps you kill things a lot quicker. So yeah, that's gunless. That's my gunless tree so far. When I'm leveling, I'm most likely going to put one more point into lay waste, and then I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. So I already talked about inconceivable. It's an incredible skill. So I did that as my first one. And then I did last longer, increases the duration of gunzerking. It's up to 15 seconds, 15 more seconds. Incredible skill, allows you to gunzerk a lot longer. I mean, it's hard not to like it. And in the third tier here, you have these three options. I'm ready already, increases the cooldown rate of your gunzerking ability. At lower levels, this is actually a really good skill. But at the higher levels, it's actually not that good because some of the skills later on allow you to basically gunzerk like forever. And once gunzerk wears down, you actually have your gunzerk back anyway because of this one skill get some, which I'll talk about later. So at high levels, this is not a very good skill. I mean, it's not bad though when you're just leveling up for normal, but once you get into true Vault Hunter mode and ultimate Vault Hunter mode, it's not very good, so that's why I didn't take it. And Steady as She Goes reduces recoil of both guns while gunzerking. Additionally, each shot that hits an enemy has a chance to improve your accuracy of both guns. It's 80% recoil reduction, and chance to improve accuracy is 30%. It's a great skill, but if you're going to be using Hyperion guns, it can have some negative effects with them. I mean, it's not like major in most cases, but I just kind of skipped it because I don't really feel like I need it that badly. I might grab it later while I'm leveling just for the heck of it, but it's not that big of a deal to me. So yeah, and 5 shots or 6. This is a good skill actually. It's a kill skill. Kill an enemy causes every shot fired to have a chance to add ammunition into the magazine. Instead of expending ammunition, it's 5% chance per point. So it's up to 25%. That's before you use a class mod to boost it. So I'm probably going to grab it later on. I don't know yet though, but I kind of wanted some of these other skills first. So that's just kind of the way I went. So for me to go down the tree, I went inconceivable, like I said, then last longer, and then, I open up this third tier, but I didn't want anything in there quite yet because I wanted all in the reflexes. It increases your reload speed and melee damage, 25% reload speed and 20% melee damage. The reason I took it is because of the reload speed, because reload speed is like really important as a Gunzerker especially. So I just that's the only reason why I took it. It's not for the melee damage. So that's why I skipped these skills for now. I will get them later, but yeah, well, not that one anyway, but I might get this one and I might get this one. I don't know yet. Haven't really decided. And then Yippee-Ki-Yay, which is an awesome name for a skill. It's obviously a Die Hard reference. So anybody who loves that movie Die Hard, you'll probably love the name of it. But killing an enemy while gunzerking increases the amount of time you can gunzerk. It is 0.6 seconds per kill if I recall. And I only put 3 points into it for now. I am going to max it out eventually. I just wanted to put just 3 in there for now. I rarely ever run out of time while I'm gunzerking if there's lots of enemies, so it's not that big of a deal. But definitely a skill to boost to max if you have the extra skill points. And then double your fun. Throwing a grenade while gunzerking causes you to throw 2 grenades. The second grenade does not cost ammo. This is an awesome skill. Basically, while you're gunzerking, you throw your grenade, you actually throw 2 grenades at the same time, and they only cost 1 grenade ammo, which is really awesome. So it's a great skill. Definitely one of the best one-point wonder, well, as I call them, one-point wonder skills in the game. But yeah, definitely worth grabbing. If you're going down this tree, this is definitely one of the best. And then Get Some, which is awesome. Shooting an enemy decreases your Gunzerking cooldown. This effect can only occur once every 3 seconds. The cool thing about Get Some, which some people might not realize, is like when you shoot stuff while you're in Gunzerk, it actually starts like your Gunzerking meter starts to fill up like every time that happens, and you're able to like get your cooldown back. So as soon as Gunzerk is done, you can immediately go back into Gunzerk again. So you can basically have these times where you're just constantly Gunzerking. It is so awesome. And the other cool thing about it is every time Get Some gets triggered, this skill actually comes into play. Keep it piping hot. So you get that grenade damage and the gun damage and the melee damage for the few seconds that this is up. So it's really cool. So it's extra damage right there. So it's hard not to take it. And then finally, keep firing, which is the capstone for the rampage tree. While Gunzerking, the longer you hold down the trigger, the faster your guns fire and the faster you reload. It's up to 88% fire rate and it's up to 25% reload speed. Great skill. If you're going to be Gunzerking, you're most likely going to be holding down the triggers most of the time anyway. So there's really not much of a reason not to take it. So I guess in order to get down the tree, I forgot to mention I put 1 point into filled to the brim, which increases your magazine size with all weapon types, and also increases your ammo carrying capacity with all ammo types. It's not that important of a skill other than the magazine size, but I had 1 extra point to put somewhere, and I didn't really want steady as she goes. I mean, I could have, but I figured I'm going to throw it in filled to the brim. I might boost it later. I guess I'll have to decide on what skills I really want now, but yeah. That's why I only have one point in it, so it's 5% magazine size and 3% ammo carrying capacity per point, so that's up to 25% magazine size and 15% more ammo, like for everything. And I mean everything, like pistol, assault rifle, shotgun, SMG, sniper, and rocket launcher ammo. The only thing that doesn't get affected is grenades, but that's okay. So that's basically my build. What I am planning on getting is 1 point into hard to kill. It increases your maximum health and gives you a small amount of health regeneration. So it's 4% health per point and 0.1% of your max health per second per point as well. I'm just going to go 1 point for now because the legendary class mod, the legendary Berserker, actually boosts that by 5 points. So like you can see with filled to the brim, it goes to 6 out of 5 because I got at least 1 point into it. And both locked and loaded goes up to 10 out of 5. And quick draw goes up to 10 out of 5. So I'm going to at least put 1 point into this just so I can get the 6 out of 5 bonus. So it, I get something out of the class mod anyway, like for this skill. So, but the main thing I am going to grab for sure is Insight. And taking damage from enemies increases your movement speed and reload speed for a few seconds. This skill is incredible. I absolutely love it. Mostly because of the reload speed, but the movement speed, like whenever you take damage, which is most of the time, right, in this game. I mean, chances are you can get shot at. You basically can zoom around really quickly, so it's a very, very fun skill. And I might put 1 point into Asbestos because there is I think it's a Chaotic Monk class mod, can boost it, but it's not that big of a deal. And reducing it, status effect duration by 8%. What would be the math for? I think it would be up to like 48% with 6 out of 5. So I mean that's not bad. So 1 point there, 5 there, 1 there, and then that'll probably be it for the bronze tree for me. And then after that I have like 8 more skill points to spend. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to figure it out. Probably put 1 in there, 2 in there, and then I don't know. Maybe you know, I guess I'll have to decide. But anyway, that's my skill tree for now. Hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed the video. I know it was kind of relatively long, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys later.